Tonight, the world has to wait a bit longer for the launch of Artemis 1. NASA called off the mission this morning after some trouble with the engine. That mega rocket, NASA's first flight back to the moon in 50 years since the Apollo program. Well, NASA says it will attempt another launch this Friday, fingers crossed, but it is possible it could be delayed until about mid-September or even later. When Artemis 1 does launch, it will carry the next generation of moon trees. Well, more than 50 years ago on the Apollo 14 lunar mission, hundreds of tree seeds went to space and back and then planted in places across the country. And it's believed only one of those original moon trees is here in South Carolina. All
right. Well, Fox 9's Zach Poletsky tracked it down. He's here now with much more on this moon tree in the Upstate. Zach.
Well, Justin and Tori, there are 3 moon trees that we know of, both here in the Upstate and in western North Carolina. One at the Botanical Gardens in Asheville, one in the Pisgah National Forest, and this one that you see in somebody's lawn in Greenville County.
It was an odd present Maynard Pittendray gave his father in the early 1970s.
And I explained that this was from a seed that had been flown on Apollo 14, and now it was a sapling and it was ready to plant.
Pittendray got his hands on one of only hundreds of moon trees that were in space in January 1971. The sapling was put into the family's yard at their house in Piedmont.
He fell in love with it, and he planted that tree and nursed it, told everybody about that tree. He loved the certificate.
Maynard and his dad Bill were big fans of the space program, even watching some Apollo launches in person. So the moon sycamore was more than just a treat for the family and the neighborhood.
One day there was a bad windstorm, and the neighbors, everybody had heard the story about this moon tree. The neighbors knew that my dad was out of town. They went and salvaged this tree that had become partially uprooted in this windstorm. And it became kind of a neighborhood community effort to take care of that tree.
Eventually, the Pittendrays sold the house after Bill's death, but what began 51 years ago still stands tall today.
It didn't look like a tree from the planet Vulcan or anything like that. It looked like a normal tree. It was a sycamore fig tree. It's a valuable memory. It's a valuable symbol.
As the next generation of moon tree seeds gets ready for a trip to space, Maynard says that he feels like his dad may haunt him if he doesn't try and get another seedling, this time from Artemis 1.
Years from now, these will have a teaching moment value, and I think it's a great thing to do. And it gets people involved in the space program. And the more that we can get people involved in the space program, the better it is for everyone.
Now, 5 different species of trees will be heading out to space. When they come back, the Forest Service will grow them into seedlings, and then public and educational institutions across the country can apply to be a moon tree custodian. Tori and Justin.